Good morning everyone, welcome to the channel. August the 20th, Sunday. My first sportive of the year, heading to Norfolk for the Tour de Broads. 100 miler, fairly flat around the Norfolk Broads. It's looking like an absolutely glorious day. Early start, it's just gone 7. I just left just after 6:30, so I was up at 5:45 to get my gear ready. Taking the rim brake bike, the Specialized SL2. So yeah, first long ride on that, so that should be good fun. But yeah, looking.
In a quarter of a mile at the roundabout, take the first exit and stay on A1.
Heading to Little Plumstead, that's the start. So just over an hour's drive for me. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to hit about 25 degrees today. Light winds. So it should be a nice, enjoyable ride. I'm heading to, I think it's called Octagon Park as the start point. I've got, still got just over half an hour left. Should get there about 7:45. Start riding at 8 o'clock. And I'll check back in then, guys. See you later. So we are on the Tour de Broads. A lovely day for it, guys. Perfect conditions. Maybe a little bit windy. Not too bad. An hour into the ride. Sorry I didn't get much at the start. A little bit hectic. Been riding with a good group for the hour. We just sort of got split up a bit at a junction. So I'm trying to claw my way back. There's about 8 of us. You know, averaging over 30k an hour. It's a nice speed. As I said, this is quite a flat route. And there's a couple of big guys at the front. Just absolutely powering it. And I'm hanging at the back. But yeah, there's 2 of them up ahead, but there are more. Nice route so far, similar to Suffolk to be honest. Quiet country roads. I don't think we actually get to see much of the Broads, the water. Probably skirting around it, but yeah, I'm going to try and catch up with that group so they can tow me to the next feed stop. See you in a bit. Keep forgetting it's still like only 11 o'clock in the morning because we started so early. It's probably started just after 8. Still averaging just over 30 kilometers. That's so slowly been dragging down after I lost that pack of riders. I did try and catch up, but so low. It's a bit of a headwind section. Yeah, I just gave up in the end. Well, I think they were at the feed stop. They might still be there now. There's 3 guys that come past me at one point, and they were super strong. Couldn't tag on with them. So yeah, just gonna do. There's a few riders up ahead who just left the feed stop. It's always difficult when you're a solo rider. Normally if you catch people up, they're going too slow, and likewise if they come past you, they're going too fast. Just need to find that nice group in the middle. But yeah, refueled and ready to go. We are on the home straight. Almost hit 150 kilometers. It's about 10 kilometers to go. Still riding solo. I did pick up a couple of guys between the last feed stop, but yeah, I lost them at some point. Sadly, the average has dropped to 29.4 kilometers per hour, which isn't bad. It was 31.6 at one point when I was in the group. Just goes to show that. But bearing in mind I've done pretty much the whole of the second half solo, that's not too bad. I'll take that. Also, I think I've got maybe a slow puncture on my back wheel. A couple of times I've had to stop and pump it up. Very squishy. Which meant the back wheel's been sort of squirming and sliding as I'm going around corners, so I've had to take those really slowly. But this last section has been a bit sandy, a bit stony, so just taking it easy, chilling in. Been an absolutely perfect day for cycling. Really well organised event. Plenty of signs. I think they said over 400 signs for the course. Good feed stops, proper food, water, loads of stock when I got there. I've only stopped twice. I think there was a couple more maybe if you were doing the short routes and stuff. Yeah, I've been going to past a few people on this last section. I know, like people I'm doing the 75, the short ones probably rejoining. But yeah, if you want to try and get your best time for 100 miles, this wouldn't be a bad route to try it on. Very flat. Yeah, I've done 2,100 feet of climbing. I can't recall any. Yeah, nothing come up on Strava. No climbs. Just the odd little hill now and again. So not much descending either. Mostly flat. You don't see much of the Broads, the big bodies of water, which is what this is famous for. You don't really see any of that. Tiny little bit at the start, but most of it it's just like this. Quiet country roads, very little traffic. A couple of times it weaves onto the main road, but only for a tiny bit. So yeah, quite a safe sportive to do. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable. Looking forward to the beer and the burger at the end. But we're nearly there. Let's keep pushing on. Ride all done, now heading on the way back home. 100 miles in the, actually it wasn't 100 miles. It was 99.6 miles, I think. How annoying is that? I just couldn't be bothered to cycle any further. I was done after the 100. Just my final thoughts on the event. Really well organised, great feed stops, free coffee at all the start the feed stations at the end. Adnams Ghost Ship, non-alcoholic, free, nice little medal. Yeah, you got different coloured medal depending on how far you did. Would I do it again? Probably not for me. It was a bit, firstly the drive, it took me an hour and 15 minutes to get there, so on that 2.5 hours there and back on top of a 100-mile ride. It's just a bit knackering. And the actual route itself, for me, I ride them sort of roads all the time in Suffolk. Flat, country lanes, quiet. Didn't really see much of the water, the Broads, maybe for a minute near the start on the left-hand side, but that was it. So when it says Tour de Broads, maybe from the overhead, the Strava route might show you weaving all around the Broads, but you don't actually see much of it. But yeah, it's a good ride, very flat, so if it's your first 100 mile, that's probably a good bet if you don't want the big hills on your first 100. But yeah, not very exciting in terms of the terrain, so if you get a nice day, you can soon whip round there. I think I finished at 5 hours 30, I think my ride time was. Stopped twice. That time's not included in the 5:30. But yeah, enjoyable ride. The next event for me will be the King's Cup gravel race, the Masters, middle of September, Bury St Edmunds, King's Forest, just on the outskirts of Thetford. So yeah, I need to get in a few more gravel rides between now and then, but 100 miles on the road bike, keep the legs ticking over. But yeah, if you're in and around Norwich, definitely worth a shout, well organised. £33 for the 100-mile route, £4 for car parking. That's reasonably priced for these types of events. Nice medal, beer, sandwiches, sweets, homemade flapjacks, coffee. Yeah, definitely worth it for that price. Yeah, so if you're in and around Norwich or fairly near, go for it. On to the next one.